Today we're going to explore the relationship between money and speed and how that can make you a pro footballer faster than you think. All great players and even good players have one thing in common, and that is speed. They make mistakes really quickly, they learn from them really quickly, and then they implement what they learn really quickly as well. And that's why they improve very, very quickly. And no, this is not just reserved for players sitting at the top of the football chain. Even the best player on your team right now is moving at speed. Maybe not as fast as the professionals, but definitely faster than you, and that's why she's better than you. So today I want to share how speed has helped me make so much of improvement that I was invited to trial for 3 different semi-pro teams in 3 months. The first time I heard that success loves speed, I did kind of get an idea of what that meant, but I didn't fully grasp that concept. And sometimes things have to get personal before you fully understand it. A while back, I was reading this newsletter on how if you give yourself unattainable deadlines, you are more likely to get things done. The core emphasis of this newsletter is that we tend to think things would take way longer than they actually do. So if you think that it would take you 3 days to write a script, give yourself 3 hours. If you think that you can only manage one technical session for the day, try finding time to go to the gym as well. I've realized that when I have like 10 things on my to-do list, I tend to get all of them done compared to when I have 2. And that's because work expands to fill the time allocated to it. It's the exact reason you're able to get a 2-week assignment done in 2 hours if you had to hand it in the next day. For the most part, the task at hand isn't really the problem. It's the fact that we're just really bad at estimating how long it's going to take us to complete it. And setting unrealistic deadlines, it allows you to just get so many more reps in because you would have done it so much faster. And over the course of a year, you would have done 30, 40, or even 50 times more than the average person. But just because you're doing a lot of reps, it doesn't mean that you would improve really quickly. You also have to take the things that you have learned from those reps and implement it into the next one. Because the feedback is what you really want. You just want to get feedback really quickly, and then you want to be able to implement that feedback really quickly as well. And that's why you do a lot of reps. And with football, the best way to get feedback really quickly in a cost-efficient way is to actually just record yourself doing the drill. And you don't even actually need a tripod to do this. You just take your phone, you put it in a shoe, and it will stay there. And you can record yourself doing the drill. Look at the way your body moves. Are you doing the drill at game speed? Are you looking up when you're pushing the ball, or are you just constantly staring at the ball? For the most part, we think that we are moving correctly when we're doing a certain skill or a certain drill. But then when you go back and look at that video, you would realize that you actually look very quirky. But now that you're starting to analyze your movements and make improvements in your training, you don't want to fall into this trap. Because if you do fall into this trap, then you would stop making progress. As you do a rep over and over again, you start to get comfortable with that rep or with that particular exercise. And once you get comfortable with the rep, you think that you have mastered it. And when you think that you've mastered it, this is where you have lost. I've been playing football for 10 years, and up until a year or so, I was training to feel comfortable doing the drill. A few months back, when I went for a personal coaching session in Singapore, the coach pointed out that I needed to let go when I played. For so long, I was training so that I would be able to dribble or do a wall pass under control. Every pass, every movement that I made, I wanted to make sure that I had control over it. And I wasn't really okay with the idea of just letting go and pushing the ball further than I was comfortable with. But this didn't just make me look like I was struggling to run, but I also was playing football very robotically. And yes, everything was under control, but at what cost? I wasn't flowing with the ball. I wasn't pushing my limits and seeing what I was capable of or just trying something new at a higher speed. I was stuck with what I knew, and that wasn't making me any better. Exploring what I didn't know and doing the drills faster than I was used to, even though it meant that I would fall on my face, that was what was going to make me better. And the moment you think that you have succeeded in mastering a drill, that is when you have to step on the accelerator. That is the sign that you are plateauing, and you have to find ways to make your training harder. And yes, it might feel frustrating at times. It might feel that you're never going to nail this drill down. But the point isn't to nail the drill down. The point is to keep leveling up. And the best way to level up is to struggle. Now, another thing that you want to understand is that we are really bad at judging our own efforts. We're either too harsh on ourselves or we're not harsh enough. Scroll on YouTube and one half of it would tell you that you need to be working 16 hours a day to improve yourself. And there is some truth to that, because if you are lacking a skill, generally what you're lacking is the amount of effort that it takes to get that skill down. You need to wake up in the morning and attack the day with pure violence, just trying to improve yourself every time. But if you're just doing reps for the sake of it, then you're not actually improving. You're just wasting your time. And then there's the other side of YouTube that tells you that it's okay to take a day off and it's okay to be kind to yourself. And there is some truth to that as well. You need to figure out what good enough looks like. Good enough to begin and move forward, but not good enough that you also still have to work and improve on the thing that you want to improve on. So we pick the only way that we know how to function, which unfortunately is also the easiest way, and that is chasing perfection. And this is a double-edged sword, because if you do this right, you open the door to excellence. But if you do this wrong, the needle never moves and you never make progress. And that's why so many players find it hard to train themselves and they can't stick to anything for more than a week. And it's because they don't know what good looks like. And this is where paying your way to success might just help you. Now, I know this sounds like bribery and it sounds illegal, but it's not. And this is one of the best and fastest ways that you can level up. But it does require you to put your ego aside and let someone else help you on your journey. You see, when I was younger, I was very adamant that I would figure everything out on my own. I didn't want to pay anyone to help me because it felt like I was cheating. And I think that came from the belief that if you want something to be worth it, it has to be hard. And if you pay someone to help you, that is taking the hard part away, and that makes your success not as epic as you want it to be. I think I had believed that the struggle was what made the success epic. And even though there is some truth to that, you would also always have something to struggle for. You could pay your way out of one problem, but another one would emerge. And I was running on a belief system that I had heard from other people. I wanted a success story that was epic, not realizing that you first have to be successful in order to tell that story. And behind every successful person, there is a web of people that are not talked about because the story of the lone hero is more enticing. But at the end of the day, the goal is to win. And the only way to win is to get the skills that will help you win. And the best way to do that is to pay someone to teach you those skills. So yes, I am on a strength and conditioning program to help improve my physical aspect of the game. I'm on a mental course that will also help improve my confidence in the game. Because at the end of the day, it's always easier to have someone else holding you accountable. Now, you might think that I'm asking you to cheat your way to success by paying people to help you get there. But if you think about it, you're already doing that. The club that you play for, it probably has a fee that you have to pay. You're paying the coaches to help hone your football skills. You're paying the club to allow yourself to get exposure whenever you play for them. You're already using money to aid your football journey. And if you used a bit more, that's not going to make you any less of a player. Don't hold yourself back thinking that your story needs to sound the same as every other story that you've heard on the internet. It doesn't. There's a reason you've been given different set of circumstances and different set of advantages. It's to show the world that this too can be a path that leads to success. So that fitness plan that you've been eyeing and putting off, and that technical session that you found on the internet that you're on the fence about, go pay for it and go get it done. The only way to have a success story is to first be successful, and that comes with help. Thank you for watching. I hope you've gained something valuable from this video.